Good morning and welcome back to Withrow Urban Homestead. It's March the 3rd and time to winter sow our snapdragons. The bright red male cardinal's up in the tree singing and claiming his territory. Every year they raise their babies here. This is an heirloom variety, tall maximum blend. They're going to be about 3 feet tall. They're a tall snapdragon. Plan to plant them in the front in full sun. Every year I save my own snapdragon seeds, but apparently I didn't do any in the fall. It was a busy time. So we're going to start over with these. Now, some of our fall snapdragons that we planted, they will come back. And many of those will self-seed. But we're going to go ahead and start these two. And for annuals, what's important to know is your last frost date. And here in north central Maryland, it's typically around April 30th. It's now 8 weeks before our last frost. If you start these seeds indoors under lights, which is what I typically do, this is a perfect time. You want to start them 8 to 10 weeks before your last frost. Normally, I'll start them mid to late February. You can direct sow these into the ground, but it's not recommended. Typically, that would be 4 to 6 weeks before your last frost, or mid-March to early April. So right now, we're going to sow these seeds at the beginning of March and leave them out in the garden, and they're going to germinate when they're ready. The seeds are tiny. They do need light to germinate, so I am not going to cover them with the thick layer of soil. I'm just going to sprinkle them on top, pat them down, and that's it. I'm not going to put any soil over them. Starting these indoors under lights where it's warm, they tend to germinate in 10 to 14 days. But last year, mine germinated in only 4 days. The speed of germination is going to depend on a lot of things, temperature too. Outside, I don't know how long they're going to take to germinate. They prefer germination temperatures of 60 to 70 degrees. Most cool weather vegetables and flowers germinate between 60 and 70, 65 and 70, somewhere between there. Now we're going to tape this up and make a mini greenhouse. It's going to hold in the moisture and the warmth. Duct tape works best. Either one of these varieties. And write the name on the jug. Use a garden marker. It's not going to fade in the sun. And take off the lid. You need rain and snow, moisture to get in, and heat to escape. This brand is Botanical Interests. And they have cool packaging. A lot of information on it and beautiful artwork. You can even cut out this little part right here and glue it on a tag. And there's even information on the inside. But I still have some seeds left over, so I can't open it up yet. Most of my seeds I store in little glass mason jars. I started that because I wanted to open up all these packets and read the information, but I had seeds left over and didn't know what to do with them, so I'd pour them in the jar and write the name on it, and that's how I started storing my seeds in glass jars. I love this brand. I buy it at my local nursery, but you can buy it online too. Let's put this out in the garden with the other jugs and check on our other seeds. Both of the lettuces have started to germinate. That's so excited. But I noticed the kale is dried out because there's a gap in the tape. I need to wet that and fix the tape. Thank you for visiting Withrow Urban Homestead. See you later. Bye-bye.